Friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to review one of my favorite ways to make money in 2023, and that is walking dogs on Rover. In this video, I'm going to cover everything you need to know about how to make money in the app. Stay tuned. Let's get right into it. I'm pulling out my phone here. I'm going to screen record everything here so that you can see exactly what I'm doing on your screen, and we can walk through exactly how to make money on Rover. So the first thing that's really important to do on Rover that I don't see a lot of people doing is we'll go into the profile section here, and here you can see my profile. A lot of people have pictures on here that are them curled up in the corner with their dog. It's not very clear of their face. It's a funny picture of me. I was in the Bahamas, but I'm on the beach and I'm smiling. It was the only good picture I had of the time at the time to show my face. But you want something really clear that people can see your face. They know who you are. Maybe a self-portrait from school or a professional one that you've done would be really good. So yeah, you want something like this of mine. I know it looks like it should be on a dating profile, but what I found is people really don't want to see your pictures, like I said, in the dark, curled up in the back with your dog. You need something that clearly shows your face and your facial features and is well lit. As we scroll down my profile here, you'll notice that I have my little bio here that talks about myself and how long I've been a dog owner and all that. But if you go into reviews here, the first thing, so these are all my past clients. We can scroll all the way down to the bottom. The first thing that the app makes you do once you get into it is you have to get reviews, and they want you to get reviews from friends or people that you've you've spent time with their dog before and taken care of it. So here is a good friend of mine from college, my mom, and another friend. Yeah, so you just want people that can speak to your experience with dogs or cats on here to give a review when you first start. It's really important to getting the rest of your clientele. You want to have something on there that shows that you're responsible, and you want to have a couple 5-star reviews before you get started. Now that we've covered the whole profile and review section, like I said, that's really important when you first get started. Clear picture, make sure everything looks good. Then you want to go to your calendar. Now, this is something that I don't update anymore just because I have my current clientele. I'm not looking to bring on new clients, but this is really important in the Rover algorithm for you to get your first booking and to get future bookings. I would get way more bookings if I updated this frequently, but I don't. You need to update this every day, every week, whatever it takes, so that Rover will push you higher in their algorithm once you have this updated. So I'll show you an example once we get into the next section here, but the people that don't have this updated are towards the bottom, and Rover doesn't recommend them as much. So when you're starting out and you need some clients, this is really important to be on right away. Another quick tip about updating your calendar is that the first couple requests that come in from Rover, you need to take them. The algorithm really prefers that you take those initial requests and don't decline them, because that's how it's going to continue to promote you. If you're really picking in the beginning about who you want and where you want to be, I don't know. That's what they say. That's what the app says. I haven't experienced that because I took my first clients initially, but they say that will set you back in the future. So just something to be aware of. Stay on that and make sure that you're taking your first couple clients. Okay, the next part of this is knowing your competition. I see a lot of people out there that don't know their competition. People that have their rates on there for way, way, way lower than they should, and some people have them for way higher. So what you want to do is, I have this section pulled up and you can see book new service. I'll go for dog walk. I'll blur out my address there, but anyway, I'm going to search for somebody to walk my dog, right? So all these people come up to walk my dog, okay? And let's see. So 25, 25, 28, 20, 20, 20, there's me at 25. So yeah, the going rate for a 30-minute walk here seems to be like, well, this lady is really high, 30. So yeah, it seems to be anywhere from like 20 to 30. when you're first starting out, I would say the most important thing to do is to price yourself a little bit lower in the market, maybe undercut some of your competition so that you can get an edge on them. And then once you have a decent clientele, you can end up raising that a little bit later and tell them the reason why and everything. But you really want to start, especially when in your first couple of walks, you want to start on the lower end of your competition. Maybe not the bare bottom, but just when you get started, you want to be on the lower end. I would always keep an eye out on this and look for your competition. Look at what they're doing. Look how much they're charging. Why does this girl Tessa get $30? Well, if she's at the top of the list, that's the first one that people see. Maybe she can charge that $30. And that's probably because she has 4 repeat clients. She has 9 reviews. She's always updating her calendar. She's on top of it. So the algorithm is pushing her higher and recommending her to more people. So yeah, know your competition. In any business, know your competition. That's absolutely what you need to do. And this is no different. Okay, so now I'm just going to go over how to adjust your rates, and I'm going to go into the profile and kind of show you a little bit about that. So I go into my profile here and I click on edit, and these are the 3 services I currently provide, right? I provide house sitting, I provide drop-in visits, and I provide dog walking. I don't currently do boarding and I don't do doggy daycare. But if I want to go into house sitting, let's say I want to adjust my rate, I can go in here and adjust my nightly rate. I can go in here and adjust what my typical availability looks like for house sitting and how frequently can I provide potty breaks. You can change your dog walking services too. That'd be under dog walking under your profile, and you just go in here and look at that. So I charge $25 a walk, show additional rates. You'd click that, and then you can change these, your 60-minute rate, your holiday rate, your additional dog rate. There's additional rates for all of these things that you could change. So just be sure to look at these when you go in, and that's really helpful too. Like I said, that's probably where you're going to make the most money here is these surcharges. So for a 60-minute rate, if you have another dog, etc. Okay, now we can go into a little bit about bookings. Here's just the more technical stuff of how it looks like. So here are some pending bookings that got sent to me that I didn't end up taking, but we can open one, Charlie, right? This is the request they had. It'll usually look like this when they send it in, and then you could modify or book, and then you can also click up on the top right here, and if you need to archive, there you go. It's under details, archive, and then I could say archive wasn't a good fit for me this time. That's pretty much the logistical things that you have to know. So this last section, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about how you can be most efficient with your time on Rover. There's a couple things that obviously you can adjust in the app, but will hike up how much money you rake, right? So if you add another dog, I have that set to another, I think, $10 or $15 per walk. So another dog, I also do an hour surcharge. So instead, the regular rate for a walk is 30 minutes. And if you want to increase that, I think mine is like another $12 for an hour walk. So if you do that $12 surcharge for the hour walk plus the 2 dogs, right? So what did I say? 15 plus 12, that's 27. Plus my $30 rate, then that's what? 57? You could be making 57 for an hour walk with 2 dogs. Now, it's not that easy because not everybody has 2 dogs and you have to get a request with one. But I would say if you're trying to make a lot of money and maximize your time, go with people that have more than 1 dog that you can walk and that would like you to walk them for longer than 30 minutes because that's how you're going to make some money. Friends, thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate your time. I hope this provided some valuable content for you to understand how to use Rover and how you can make money on Rover. I've been using it for 6 months now. I was on Rover and then I started my own dog business separate from that, which I'm going to make a video on soon. So subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for that one. That video should be coming out next week on how to make over 100 grand walking dogs. I'll teach you everything you need to know, how to set up your own website, all that. But thank you for watching. Let's talk soon and have a great day.